Hi, I'm Savannah Taffe and I'm participating in the video talent show. And my talent is writing. So I'm going to read my essay, and it's a photo essay. So the photos go along with the essay. So after I finish reading, I'll show the photos that correlate with what I'm saying. This essay is called The Divorce Within Myself. I believe pictures are the windows to the past, capturing the essence of the moment. Whether it's staged or authentic, every picture possesses that minor detail that creates a cloak and dagger effect. What happened? What's changed? Why don't I feel the same anymore? What's missing? These questions drip ever so slowly on the pages of my album. As I've looked through my photos over the years, there's always been fulfillment or satisfaction. But that was temporary. How do I reminisce with the past when the past is what killed me? My parents had always been my pride and joy. Everything they did was absolutely astonishing. I was always happy when I was around them. I would be as bright as a light bulb whenever they entered my room to kiss me goodnight or come to the dinner table to discuss almost anything. Everything was as it should be, and I was all smiles all day because I smiled so much. Taking pictures was never an issue for me. As this photo was taken, I could not stop smiling. My happiness brought the light to this photo as my mom wrapped her arms around me, ensuring that I was loved, or at least that's how I wanted to look. My light was as bright as can be, but my mom's light was dim. I wanted to be held as tight as if letting go would never be an option. But I still loved them endlessly. Any second I got with them was truly a blessing. Happiness overflowed my inner being. However, looking back now, the question that captivates me is, were they happy to be around me? There were moments when I couldn't tell how they felt around me. Blank stares, looks of longing, glares of escape, and glances of pure unhappiness consumed their faces. The Taffes' pre-camping trip was where it truly began. I remember this moment as clear as day. We were all camping in our backyard before a big camping trip to the lake. We had to practice our outdoor skills before being in the real wilderness. My little sister, Gabby, was always the one to record every moment. She was the photographer in the family, as she tried to capture as many happy moments as she could pick out. That day, she was so excited, all of us together ready for this amazing experience. The whole day, she would constantly remind us that we were on camera and that we needed to act right. But that day, it was as if my father could not fake it anymore. His half grin was nothing compared to his hearty beam that he used to display. His face was not happy. His hands were to himself. He was leaning away, and no affection was shown towards my mother. Anyone who knows my father knows that he is a hands-on kind of guy, especially when my mother's around. Although he was there, he was absent-minded. On the other hand, every time my mother heard cheese, that big toothy grin was triggered. This day was the day that she glowed. Her spirit was as bright as the sun, her laugh was as clear as the sky, and her presence was as sweet as honey. The only word that I can think of that described this photo was provisional. Every smile was fake, every hug was a lie, and every I love you didn't last. It has been said that the eyes are the windows to the soul, but all I saw were the curtains. My parents are excellent liars. So skilled at what they do, they began to fool themselves in the process. In the photo towards the end, there was no love, commitment. There was nothing. My mother's happiness began to drain after a while, and my father just accepted it, along with the fact that his was already gone. They were in the family, yet they were not truly involved. And I never realized that. I was so wrapped up in deceit and my hope. When accepting the truth, the past always finds a way to linger in your thoughts, summoning you to ponder on the what-ifs. The sweet moment of utter diversion keeps me. It feels weird to think that I've never felt the need to be kept before. I used to know that my parents kept me and that I did not need anyone else in the world. I was who my parents led me to be. Step by step, I followed through the tunnels, hills, and valleys, just so I could feel close to them. We would have moments where the happiness rang through the air. Those were the times that the love squeezed me tight and was never letting go. Savannah, you are definitely a mommy and daddy's girl. No one makes you smile as much as they do. My grandma would always tell me that in jealousy of my favor towards my parents, especially in photos. This photo right here warms my heart every time I look at it. It was my grandma's birthday, and our kitchen filled the air with the mouth-watering smells of roasted chicken, buttery cornbread, and grilled green beans. It was extremely hot, but any condition is bearable with the right people. The giggle grin on my father's face revealed his goofy personality, and my mom's gleaming smile showed her gleaming happiness. There was so much love in that room that it was scratching the walls, eager to burst out of our comfy apartment. Simple moments with them meant the world to me. Those were the times when I knew it was real. The smiles, love, and happiness were screaming through the photos. What silenced the joy? The days swept past, and the pictures began to fade. Time was going at its fastest, as if the main purpose was reaching this day. Nothing was right. Nothing was changing. Their minds were set on what had to be done, uncaring of the cost. Anger took over, and I let it. I let my hope fade with the pictures. Everything was inevitable, so why try? My heart was slowly being ripped from my chest. Every day that passed plucked a blood vessel. I was leaking. All the love was leaving my body while guilt and aggression quickly took its place. I was no longer living to stay alive. I was living to create death within myself. My feelings overtook my thoughts. I was no longer me. I had been unfaithful to who I was in order to have split seconds of who I was not. The divorce did not just take my parents. It took me down as well. Snatched from the love that was shared between them and forced to accept the hatred that drove them apart. My mind was spinning in 11 different directions at once, as if all my personalities were directing me in different ways that contrasted with each other. I did not know how to get past it. My sister quickly adapted, but I was stranded within my own thoughts. My grades began to show my emotions more than I did. I thought that if I let go in school, it would be easier for me to let go of reality. Thoughts began to enter my head, thoughts that would end everything, and that is what I wanted. I wanted to be free from lies, pain, and guilt. I wanted to shut everything out. And why not? My parents did. They were going through so much with each other that they did not want to add another problem to the list. I was alone. No one felt what I felt, because no one loved the way that I did. No one knew how much I idolized their love, so much that I mimicked it. It was my study guide. I watched and observed everything because I wanted the love that they had, and I wanted to give out that love. So when that love was gone, my love was gone for them, my family, my sister, and myself. Loving conversations were replaced with stone-cold demands. Not right now took the place of comforting hugs. Every promise was broken. My relationship with them deteriorated with their marriage. My smile was gone. Every photo I took, there was always a reason to smile. I had no reason now. When I took photos, I did what to do. I didn't know what to do. Since my happiness was lost, so was my smile. In this photo, I am disconnected, separated from my surroundings, trying to connect, but not knowing how to without my study guide. Divorce is to separate or to dissociate from something. As I said before, I followed my parents through tunnels, hills, and valleys. So if divorce was what they did, so did I. Alright, so now I'm going to show the photos. So this was the first photo I was speaking about. That's my mom, my dad, and that's me. Alright, and the second photo was the Taffe pre-camping trip. That was me in the green, my sister right next to me, my mom in the purple, and my dad in the blue. You can't really see their faces, but in my essay it describes. And then here's the other picture. Okay. My grandma was I'm the baby. My grandma was holding me. My dad is right here, and then there's my mom. And then the last photo is just a picture of me, disconnected, not truly where I'm at. So yeah, thank you for listening to my essay.